homie.
So today we're going to focus on the Central Georgia Strongest Man Masters Heavyweight class, and specifically Shannon Willits. So let's go ahead and take a look at Shannon's Instagram, and you can see the incredible preparation this guy has been doing for Central Georgia Strongest Man. So the one thing I should mention, however, before we get started is Shannon is part of a father-daughter contingency at Central Georgia Strongest Man. His daughter, Gabby Willits, is also competing there, which is super exciting. She's been on our live stream, Strong and Stronger, before. So if you haven't caught that one, go catch it now. So as for Shannon, he goes by Fat Kid Fitness on Instagram. And if we take a look at his bio, it's extremely impressive. So he's the owner of Oak Leaf CrossFit. He's a retired naval officer, a former collegiate wrestler. So I wrestled a little bit in high school, but that was it. Utmost respect for collegiate wrestlers and what they have to go through to be successful in that endeavor. And so he calls himself the Happy Gilmore of Strongman, which is pretty funny. So we'll kind of delve into what he's been doing for prep. So as you can see, Shannon does a lot around heavy deadlifting. He's incredibly powerful. He's doing some farmer's holds here as well, some squatting, which will not be an event at the competition. But again, he's all over the deadlift and is going to win that event for sure, in my opinion. He's doing a log overhead press out of a rack here, but I think that one is 335. That's right. So way higher than what will be required of him in competition. So even though it's in rack, you got to kind of consider that he's way over the weight there. And he talks about kind of working through destroyed shoulders, and we got to have to take that into consideration as well. So he's had some injuries there, but is still lifting really heavy. So it makes it very hard to predict how he's going to do against his competitors. Again, some more deadlifting here as well, and some more farmer's holds and farmer's walks in his preparation. The interesting thing I found is there is a stone over bar at Central Georgia Strongest Man, and here is an image of his daughter, Gabby Willits, practicing stone over bar, but I don't see one of Shannon doing it. So I'm going to assume they both train this together, but it's hard to say he's going to win that event without seeing him actually prep it and at what weight. So taking all those things into consideration, let's go back to my Block Strongest spreadsheet and have a look at where we think that evidence places him in terms of how he's going to do at Central Georgia Strongest Man. So let's go ahead and share that. And as we can see here, we'll take a look at his prep weights. And so this is the Masters men's heavyweight class, which includes these four men. David Huckleby pulled out, and so Logan Clendenin is a new entry there. And here's kind of Shannon Willits, and here is the Masters heavyweight weights. So if we kind of move back over to the left to the overhead press medley, I'll let you know how I think he's going to do. So again, he had that 335 log from the rack. I didn't see him doing any dumbbell keg, and Dennis Long actually did start doing keg overhead in a very recent post. So I have a kind of a message out to him to find out if that's comp weight or not. But as of right now, I think that's a wash. Neither one of them until that very recent post were doing keg, and can't kind of say that Shannon will do the best in that part of the medley. In terms of the log, he did that 335 out of the rack. I didn't see him do logs from the floor at contest weight. I'm very certain that he can, given how much higher this rack weight is. But Dennis Long was doing 235, which is slightly over competition weight for 3 reps, which would say he could do around 249, 250 for one. So I'm going to give him the edge there. Again, it's really hard to tell because Shannon was talking about those shoulder injuries, but still lifting really heavy out of the rack. So I could be totally wrong about who will be better on the log portion of the press. And I didn't see Shannon doing axle, and I did see Dennis doing axle, 7 reps at competition weight, so we'll give him the edge. I'm going to say Shannon comes in second place on the overhead medley. Deadlift, I think he's all over that and wins it easily. So he had 660 for 5, which would equal the 500-pound competition weight for about 14. The question only becomes, can he do 14 reps in 60 seconds? But I think he'll certainly do more reps than anybody else at the competition weight without a problem from what I've seen. So he's going to win the deadlift. In terms of the yoke, Shannon had a 1,025-pound yoke. Now, it was hard. He took it for maybe 10, 12 feet, something like that. But the competition yoke is 625. I mean, this is an incredibly huge jump over what he'll have to do at the competition. And, Dennis is really fast with, actually, he did do competition weight on yoke, and he's very fast with it. But Shannon's lifting the yoke that's so much heavier. It's hard to tell whether he's going to be faster than Dennis when you come down to 625 because Dennis is so fast. So I'm going to give Shannon Willits the edge here, although, again, this is a really hard one to tell because Dennis Long, why would he practice any heavier? He's practicing with the comp weight and doing really well with it. So, again, very hard to tell. I'm going to give Shannon Willits the edge. In terms of the carry medley, same thing. Dennis Long is doing competition weight, 250 on the farmers and 235 on the sandbag, extremely fast. So why would you say he's not going to win? Because Shannon Willits did farmers at 375 for 45 feet. Yes, it took him 2 picks to do it. He dropped it once, but that's so far above the competition weight that, it's not to say Dennis Long can't lift 375s. Maybe he can, given how fast and how easily he was handling 250s. But, and again, this makes it really hard because Dennis Long is doing what's required of him at the comp at a very fast pace. I'm going to give Shannon the edge here just because of how much heavier farmers he's picking up. Now, moving into the stone over bar, I got to give that one to Dennis Long. Shannon wasn't showing any stone over bar, although, again, I'm very sure that he's prepping it because he's working with his daughter who is prepping it. So that's that. Now, taking all that into consideration, we move into the predictions. And the predictions are, I think Shannon Willits wins by a point in the Masters men's heavyweight class. So how does that all shake out? Dennis Long gets 4 points for the press medley, 3 for Shannon. 4 points for Shannon Willits in the deadlift, the yoke, and the carry medley. And then it'll be 3 points for stone over bar. And so... And so it'll be 3 points for stone over bar to give him a total of 18 points, edging out Dennis Long by 1 point. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with what I've presented here today. And of course, as always, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. Ciao, homie.